One of our channel's favorite coins, Illuvium, made a major move just in the last few hours, getting back above $80, and so far looking really impressive and showing many very positive technical analysis signs with how it behaves. Now in this video we're gonna discuss what are the chances of Illuvium actually starting its major ascent up. Now in my last videos, if you've seen my last videos, I have predicted that I think, in my opinion, Illuvium has very good chances getting to at least $500, okay, in this bull run. And even as I'm recording the video, this is still more than a 5x for one of the largest gaming coins out there. Now in this video I'm gonna explain why I'm so excited about Illuvium, and actually generally guys I'm really excited about the altcoins, okay, for the next few weeks or months, okay, because if you're new to my channel guys, I always use Bitcoin as my main compass for what's gonna happen with altcoins. Bitcoin is making the first major move and then altcoins are following with much more powerful moves of their own. So the focus of this video is gonna be Illuvium, but stay around for the video as I'm gonna show you a few really nice opportunities that I'm eyeing, at least for myself, to enter with in large positions, okay, in a few more coins. Now with Illuvium's case, okay, I already entered yesterday, okay, in that kind of consolidation. Once we broke this major trend line down over here, I took a position at $77 to $78, okay, in that range, and you know, so far it's a pretty decent kind of nice gain in the day, $84. And we have a few more coins that I think they are in very similar gaming coin situation, very similar, I should say, gaming coins that are in very similar situations to Illuvium. Just arguably Illuvium just started its move, like, you know, a few days earlier, okay? So definitely stay to hear about the other coins, but like we said, we're gonna analyze primarily Illuvium, okay? And what do I think is gonna happen from here with ILV token, okay? So guys, let's start from the most important part of the video, more about like the short to mid-term, why am I so excited, okay? And a few more kind of important parameters that I'm looking at for ILV, okay? So first of all, okay, if you guys know, okay, so basically we started having like a significant bull run, you know, like in late 2023. Like in reality, like the bull run really started, you know, from the end of the bear market in January 2023. But here from October, November, this is when we started like really having some major mania. And you know, like coins, for example, like Bonk, you know, started a really major like altcoin mania, okay, in Q4 2023. Now in the last few months, like you can see also here with Bonk, right? So its peak was in December, and then it corrected quite a lot, okay? Like the correction I believe was like 70% or something like that, for a few months, okay? And this is like a normal characteristic of a bull market in crypto, okay? So normally you have kind of a way up, okay? So for example here in the beginning of 2023, for example, we went up, we had a little bit of consolidation, and again went up, and again here altcoins kind of relaxed and had consolidation. So a similar thing happened here while Bitcoin was consolidating, okay? It made its major move up in Q4 2023, and then around the times of the ETF launch news, we had a pretty decent correction in Bitcoin, which was like 20%, and of course in many other altcoins we had a lot larger corrections. So in ILV's case, okay, I want to mention why am I so excited, except the fact that I like this project a lot fundamentally, but you know, fundamentals is not enough at all in crypto. You need also tokenomics and on-chain analysis, which we also do in this channel sometimes. And in this video, we're gonna focus on technical analysis. This is still like the main key for success really in crypto, okay? So all of that being said, I'm excited about ILV, okay, because as you can see, actually the top for ILV was quite long ago, okay? It was actually at the end of November, while many other coins, like we said, Bond for example, peaked in December, okay, in mid-December over here, okay, December 15. Another interesting meme coin on Solana peaked actually in January 18, okay? So bottom line, many other coins peaked in January or December, but few coins like Illuvium made the move a little bit earlier, okay, and actually peaked all the way back at the end of November over here. So guys, if you've been around in crypto, okay, normally when you have something kind of correcting and consolidating for a much longer time, it has the potential to do a really much more significant move. So if we go back again to the Bonk example, okay, look, it was consolidating here for almost a year, from January 2023 all the way to October 2023, but once it stopped its correction and consolidation, it exploded. So, you know, obviously Illuvium's case is not as crazy as Bonk, right? Because Bonk recovered from like much more earlier bear market conditions. However, from generally most of the coins we have out there right now in crypto, Illuvium corrected for the longest amount of time. Okay, so something that has corrected for a long amount of time, that is something that I'm strongly interested in. Okay, so this is reason number one. Okay, ILV was correcting for a long time. Now, the next few reasons. Okay, so in order to calculate kind of the magnitude of how far the corrections can go, normally the Fibonacci retracement is a kind of a nice tool that sometimes catches really nice levels. So in Illuvium's case, as you can see, it catched here this level, okay, at 618, okay, of Fibonacci retracement, okay, and it caught it here, you know what I mean, like actually twice. It's a double bottom. Normally double bottoms are even more powerful than like regular bottoms, okay, and so far if you kind of look closely, okay, we have a pattern of a W form recovery. Okay, so a W form recovery is normally also a really strong indication for a good chances of recovery. Okay, so like you can see, we had a correction here in the beginning of the W, okay, letter, and then we had a double bottom, but Illuvium's investors and traders refused, okay, to sell at large amounts here at $70, and it created basically a much higher low here from the lows that we've had before, around $40. Okay, so basically we have a higher low that is almost a 2x higher, okay, than the prior low. Okay, so we held this low twice, okay, at a Fibonacci important level, okay, and then we've had this trend line, okay, and let me actually convert it to weekly, okay, candle. So why do I have this white trend line over here, right? Is because on the weekly chart, okay, this actually showed us the correction, okay, that we've had since the end of November, okay. So far, okay, so this is why I made this trade yesterday, right, like at $77 to $78, and in terms of stop loss, which is also very important, me specifically, I always have stop losses for almost anything I do, okay. So also my stop loss was here kind of low, okay, so like it was, you know, like from 77 to 78, 77 to 78 was my entry point, and the stop loss was like 74 to 75, not something significant. Now, you know, we're already slightly higher, of course, since then, but in the grand scheme of things, I think, like, you know, getting it at 77 or 84, I think it's almost the same, right? Like, if Illuvium is gonna really get to $500, you know, do you really gonna care if you got it at 78 or 85 or even 90? It's not gonna matter much, okay? So these are the first reasons why I'm excited technically, okay, when it comes to Illuvium, okay? So the correction was really long. We have a W recovery and we're actually already above, okay, this major trend line. Now, when it comes to my favorite compass, okay, in the world of crypto, Bitcoin is doing like exceptionally well, okay? It broke many resistance levels, and at the moment, guys, like as I'm recording the video on a Friday here, okay, at the moment, if just Bitcoin is gonna just stay at the exact same amount, it's gonna be tremendous, because this is actually gonna be the highest daily close, okay, for Bitcoin. But more importantly, let me again show you something super important, because this video is going to be released on Sunday, and the next part is going to be very relevant for Sunday and Monday, okay? So the next major point, guys, okay, if you look at the weekly chart, which is a lot more important for large coins like Bitcoin, you know, like really to analyze what Bitcoin is going to do, you really need weekly charts, okay, to really know what's happening. So on the weekly chart, like you can see, I had a horizontal line here just below 44K. Why? Because even though Bitcoin, like at the ETF launch, even got to 49K, when it comes to the weekly candles, actually have a look that it wasn't able to stay above 44K, right, for quite a long amount of time, like basically since the time that Bitcoin got to the 44K region back in early December, okay, pretty close again to the top that Illuvium had like just the prior week. So for a long time, Bitcoin was struggling hard here at the weekly levels, okay? And at the moment, look at this weekly level, right? After we had a really decent, like something like a 20% correction in Bitcoin, which is very normal. Look at the candle that we have now. So if by Sunday, basically, again, we don't even need to go to 50K or something crazy like that. Just if we stay here, or even if we stay even like at 45.8k or higher, in my opinion, it's gonna be really, really bullish for Bitcoin and again for altcoins. I think altcoins basically really starting their moves. Okay, like if you look at Solana, looks like it's also kind of starting to consolidate here, like at above 102, and then I think it will be pretty easy way to 127 again. And you know, just many coins that we can choose, like we saw with Illuvium. Okay, we had a major break here. With Bonk we had another big and important break just like in the last day, really. Okay, so it looks like things are starting to move very strongly. Okay, so the compass, Bitcoin, is doing a tremendous work, and it starts to look like we're at the beginning of another major move in the majority of altcoins. So Illuvium is very likely gonna be among them. Now guys, for the next point, okay, why I like what's happening with ILV, okay, is actually we will need to look at ILV against Ethereum, okay, chart, which is, I think, again, very important to know and to kind of try and also do your best in predicting what can Illuvium really do by the end of the bull run, or at least by the, you know, by this year of 2024. Okay, so we looked at this chart in a few of our prior videos, right? So we were like in absolutely crazy downtrend in ILV's price against Ethereum, okay, since the peak of the last bull run, right, November 2021. And just look at that, we were finally able to break it at the summer of 2023, which was very, again, bullish in my opinion, because crypto in general was bearish during this time. Okay, Bitcoin corrected from 30k to 25k, and most of altcoins actually collapsed like heavy here, okay, like against Ethereum or Bitcoin and stuff like that. But Illuvium had very strong like support at the time around the $40 region. Okay, so that was like the first major sign of big success that could be coming, okay, for Illuvium. Okay, the fact that it was able to hold a higher low, okay, in bearish times for most of altcoins. Okay, it held a higher low, and again, I must say, against Ethereum. Okay, and you can see like how severely was it bleeding against Ethereum before that. So we were past that, okay, and then once again Bitcoin, our compass, okay, broke the 30k level. It started exploding higher. Okay, so Illuvium went from $40 to $120 and basically did a 3x move, okay, here. And ILV against Ethereum, okay, of course Ethereum is the second largest coin out there, so of course the smaller coins are moving much stronger, okay, than Bitcoin or Ethereum once we have a new bullish wave. Okay, so as you can see over here, we had very interesting situation. So first of all, ILV outperformed Ethereum by like 2x and did a 3x total, okay, against the US dollar. And so far, guys, it looks super interesting to me, okay, what's happening here in the chart right now for ILV against Ethereum, okay, because it was rejected quite heavily here, okay, at this major level from early 2023, again, when also Illuvium again reached the $100 mark, more or less. Okay, we're gonna go back to ILV USD so that you can see it in a moment. All right, so like February 7th, okay, let's go back to ILV to February 7th 2023. What was happening? We had another major high for Illuvium here, okay, which was like you know, it was like in the $100 mark. Okay, so guys, what was happening recently, right? So we had this major downtrend, okay, in Illuvium against US dollar, and similarly with Illuvium against Ethereum, okay, that Illuvium was bleeding quite heavily once again, okay, and had a retracement of almost a 2x against Ethereum to this bottom just a few in the last few days, okay. But what's again so important, okay, we have this really important uptrend, okay. Let's make it in a different color so that we can identify, okay. We have this purple, really important ILV against Ethereum uptrend, in which again I have very high confidence, okay, because it was able to create it in bearish times when most altcoins were not able to create something like that against Ethereum. Illuvium was able to do that, okay. And look, sometimes of course I was waiting, okay, like once we started to reach these levels, I was waiting, like, you know, for Illuvium against Ethereum to reach you know, again the bottom of this region. But just remember, in many similar occasions like here, you know, we cannot wait forever. Like, you know, we may not touch it, okay, for the next few months. And again, Illuvium can run away and, like, you know, do like a 5x, and you know, we're just gonna be sitting here waiting for it to hit this level, okay. So this is why, similarly, of course, I also had this downtrend, okay, on the USD level as well in the other chart, and also here against Ethereum. So overall, guys, I'm very excited because also here at ILV against Ethereum, okay, we have a very similar situation with ILV against US dollar, that we're starting to have this break. Okay, now at the moment against Ethereum it still doesn't look that impressive, so we'll have to monitor what happens next. But overall, we're really close to this level, okay, to the really strong support level of, let's call it like the bull run trend line, okay, for Illuvium, this purple one. And basically, guys, like if we have, okay, so we had a low here, higher low, and if that's another higher low after this major high, okay, if we are right that like the Bitcoin compass, okay, is showing us that like a new bullish wave for altcoins is like basically starting and very close. So that means this could be a new wave up, okay, way up for Illuvium, okay, and because this is another higher low, okay, I think if we are correct in these assumptions, of course, you know, nobody knows the future and this is not financial advice, I'm just telling you how I see things and how did I react accordingly to what was happening. I just think if we continue getting higher here, okay, and Bitcoin, the compass is still super bullish, I think, you know what I mean, like this is what we discussed in past videos, is like once ILV breaches this level, okay, and stays above, and there are chances that it will do that, like, you know, within the next month or so. If it does that, okay, then we have a very, like, no resistance at all here, and very easy way, okay, for another 3x from here, or sorry, that's like a 2.5x, okay, against Ethereum. And from the current prices as I'm recording the video, if this is going to be correct, this is going to be a 4x move against Ethereum. Okay, so again, think about it. Like if we are in a new bullish wave, okay, and Bitcoin and Ethereum are heading higher right now, right? So an Ethereum right now is like $2,500. Okay, so think about it. Like if we are talking about a 4x against Ethereum, and Ethereum is gonna get even higher from here, okay, we are talking like at least a 4x on the US dollar and like another extra move on whatever Ethereum is able to do within the next month or two, okay? Now this is where I also get like my $500-ish more or less target, right? Like because also on the US dollar, you see, like Illuvium was struggling here heavily, right? Like at this $100 mark. And another kind of small thing that I want to mention, let me just remove the Fibonacci for a second so that you can see it. I just want to mention that, you know, we struggled at this level for sure, like around the $90 to $100, right? But look, like this last move, okay, in Q4 2023, like you can see, it was a lot more impressive. So it wasn't like significantly higher than this move here, you know, like in the exact peak that it had. It was like another $10 higher. But you see, like over here, Illuvium like didn't really stay above $90 for too long. Like that's the daily chart. So basically it stayed there like for 1 week or so. But this time we stayed like in this region, you know, like from mid-November to beginning of January. Okay, so this, in my opinion, this is again very different. Like it is possible it is like a double peak, but I just think it's a much less likelihood. Okay, because that secondary peak is a lot higher, and of course, if we are right that this is a new bottom here at $70, then of course that's a macro higher low. Okay, so yeah, so back to what we discussed about ILV against Ethereum. If ILV is making a 4x against Ethereum from here, right? So think about it, like we have not much resistance once Illuvium is able to kind of breach this $100 to $120 mark. To be conservative, let's even say like 140. Okay, if Illuvium is reaching 140 US dollars, in my opinion, it's gonna be a pretty easy way to 500 to 600. Now again, because of dilution, if you see in my other videos, you know, I think it's possible Illuvium reaches the all-time high in the cycle, but this is just like a much more bullish scenario. I think it's possible, but you know, I'm not aiming for like my best case scenario, right? So if Illuvium is making another like 20-30x from here, this is gonna be exceptional. But I'm just not really like, this is not my base case, okay? My base case is by this bull run, I would like to see ILV at $500. So based on everything that we've discussed here, okay, so ILV against US dollar, if we get to 140, there's a lot less resistance against the US dollar, and I think it's going to be easy to reach 500. And what is the other kind of thing that is going to help us to reach 500 is ILV against Ethereum, okay? Also here we basically have a lot less resistance, okay? Like you can see, we just, in the last time that Illuvium reached this level, okay, and breached, you see this exact level here in the summer of 2021, you see like it only stopped all the way here. So if Ethereum is getting higher and Illuvium is getting higher with our compass, Bitcoin, everything's going higher, okay? If Illuvium is making like a 4x from here against Ethereum, right? So a 4x in ILV, okay, is gonna get us to, that's basically like easy 300 and something dollars, right? And again, we still have no resistance here with the US dollar. So this is why, in my opinion, and of course, remember, Ethereum can get even higher, you know, by the time Illuvium reaches these levels. This is why I think Illuvium will have a pretty easy way, relatively easy way to $500 if it gets to 140. And again, once it reaches these levels, probably it will stumble there and it will struggle. Like I will not be expecting it to keep going to like 1,000 pretty soon. But this is basically how I see the situation with ILV. So guys, if you stayed in the video up until here, now I want to finally show you two more coins that I'm very excited about, because based on everything that you saw here, I think we have two coins that possibly just could be lagging, okay, Illuvium, and basically I'm gonna share that, you know, depending on what's gonna happen, I may get a new position, but I just want to share it in this video because I'm making videos only on weekends, right, on Sunday. So by the time I make the next video, maybe these opportunities will run away. So let me share two more opportunities that are very, very interesting to me. So first one is gonna be Echelon Prime, okay? So I made another video on Echelon Prime. You can definitely check it out for more macro kind of understanding of what's happening here, okay? But just, you know, briefly, similarly to what we explained in ILV against Ethereum, you know, like I think this kind of bull run trend line here, okay, for Echelon Prime is gonna kind of help, you know, Prime to keep getting higher. But because Bitcoin the compass is bullish once again, this is why, like, you know, my psychology is turning bullish on everything as long as Bitcoin is bullish, okay? So this is why now I will not be expecting Prime to hit $5 to $6 within the next few weeks, again, unless like a Bitcoin makes like a major fake out in the very next few days and like goes back to 39K, then for sure. But I just think the likelihood for that is very, very low right now. So I will not be expecting Prime to hit these levels at the moment. You know, maybe in the future it can get back to this trend line here. So what I want to show with Prime is that this one is tricky, okay? The next one is, I think, is even a better example that excites me even more than Prime. But this example, okay, so this is the situation with Prime right now, okay? We had a major ascent. We had basically head and shoulders here, okay? So this is the left shoulder, the head, okay? And at the moment, this is a right shoulder, okay? So like I said, if Bitcoin is making some fake out here, Echelon price is gonna collapse from here. And basically at the moment, it's still like at resistance levels over here, okay? But, okay, because, again, because of Bitcoin, I'm bullishly biased on all altcoins right now, okay? So this is why I'm more biased towards the bull case, okay, for Prime. So, like you can see, it is pretty close here to basically breaching, okay, like two major trend line resistance, again, going all the way back to November, similarly to Illuvium, okay? So it didn't break it yet, okay, and looks like they also converge around February 13th, okay? And again, like in terms of, like, hope you understand kind of my strategy, okay? I try to get like the majority of the move of the altcoin. I don't care about trying to catch the bottom here, okay? Like, because this is guessing, because this thing can keep collapsing a lot more. I have no idea where the bottom is. So I just try to find, you know, entries that are a high likelihood for me, and also preferably with a stop loss that is very close to my entry. So with Echelon's Prime case, okay, this looks very similar to Illuvium in the case that it has a consolidation kind of correction also since end of November, beginning of December. And at the moment, again, it still looks bearish to me. It looks like a head and shoulder. But if it breaches that, basically within the next week, okay, this is gonna invalidate, okay, the head and shoulders, because it's gonna get, you know, higher than these shoulders over here, you know, and if also it's going to close a wick here, basically above, let's say above $9, then I think Prime, okay, will be primed, okay, to go a lot higher than this $12 region here, okay? And just remember that, you know, so ILV, for example, right now is 525 million market cap, and if we check Prime, in my memory, Prime is at the moment, yeah, so Prime is right now like half of Illuvium's market price. So imagine, like, you know, if Illuvium was like $40 now, right? So this is the situation with Prime. So this is one that I'm eyeing, and this is a position I may get, okay, within the next few days, depending on what's happening here. But now let me show you the next one, which excites me even a lot more than Prime, and this is this one, Shrapnel. Okay, I actually found out about this one quite recently. Unfortunately, I wasn't aware of this coin still here in this really nice uptrend it had. But anyway, at the moment, you know, we also again had a very long, okay, correction since the beginning of December. Again, similarly to Illuvium. Okay, and you know, it was a pretty significant correction. Let's have a look. It was like almost a 60% correction. So Illuvium was 40%. This one was 56 to 60%. At the moment, look at that, guys. Like, check Illuvium. Okay, on the day, Illuvium is up 8%. Beam, another coin that I like. I think I didn't make videos about it yet, but I also have a position in Beam. 9% up. Okay, a few others here are also 5-6% up. But you see, Shrapnel is still kind of sleeping and still actually struggling with this trend line, okay? But at the moment, it's kind of starting to, you see, like it's starting to struggle sort of on the upper limit, okay, of that trend line, if that makes sense. So once we have something, okay, that is kind of very close to breaking, okay, and again, our Compass Bitcoin is looking very bullish, okay, I think this one has another fantastic opportunity, okay, to start making a really major way up. So basically over here I may make a trade quite soon, okay. Basically I'm gonna see if, first of all, what the Bitcoin Compass is doing up until Sunday, but then, you know, I'm gonna see what is gonna, like, you know, if it's kind of more decisively gonna be here like at 23 cents, or, you know, just like gonna stay above this trend line for a little bit longer. This one I'm definitely eyeing even, you know, sooner than Prime probably. Why am I excited about this one? Because this one is even a lot smaller than Illuvium, okay? So this one is 75 million. Now I have to mention, okay, in case you're interested in that long term, okay, this is a much newer coin, Shrapnel, okay? And look, the fully diluted, okay, like the supply here is still very low because this is a new coin. This is, you know, not the same situation with Illuvium. In Echelon Prime's case, by the way, also, like, there's still a lot of dilution ahead. So if you guys been around with Illuvium, right, we had this major correction because it had to dilute a lot, okay? So I just want to mention that, like, in case you're interested long term, please remember that because of the dilution in both of those, Shrapnel and Echelon Prime, once the bear market comes, and again, it's gonna come just like always. Please don't listen to anybody who thinks there's not gonna be significant bear markets again. I think they're gonna be here for sure. So once we're gonna have a bear market, remember that these two will correct probably a lot more than Illuvium, okay? So currently I'm not interested in this long term. You know, I'm interested in the short to mid term, but I think the short to mid term can still be tremendous. So in the bull market, okay, like in 2024, let's focus on 2024 right now, okay? I care about this, okay? This is very important, again, in bear markets. So right now, I'm interested in this. And when you look at the market cap, okay, 75 million, okay? This is basically 10x, almost 10x, pardon. It's like a 8x, okay, lower than Illuvium, and it's even another, what is it, like a 3 to 4x lower than Echelon Prime, okay? So this one is much smaller. It's a newer coin, okay? Remember also, newer coins normally perform fantastic, okay, in bull markets. So yeah, guys, so these two are relatively newer coins, you know, with a lot less like resistance from past investors and stuff like that, and they look like they are on the brink of, you know, of a major you know, break, okay, that Illuvium already made, okay? So Illuvium already made its break like basically yesterday. So at the moment we have these two very possibly, you know, making a new break. And like you can see, they're still kind of sleeping, okay? So PYR, like we said, make a 7% move, Illuvium and Beam 9%, and these two only 1%. They're still kind of sleeping, but this is kind of how things normally happen, you know, like you have first few coins that kind of make a move a little bit earlier, and then you can eye a few more similar coins that are very likely to do a similar thing. So that's kind of a bonus thing for anyone who watched this video up until here about Illuvium. I just wanted to share about Shrapnel, yes, and about Echelon Prime, that I think they could be another very nice opportunities like Illuvium, okay? And shrapnel, basically, you know, I'll be expecting, probably it will, like, if it does what we discussed here, I think it will very easily gonna break the all-time high, which is 2x away, you know? So just to get to the all-time high is 2x, and just to get to the current price of Prime or Illuvium, again, without even talking about Illuvium or Prime getting higher, this is gonna be like a 4, 5, 6x, and I think it's gonna be very reasonable. So guys, thank you very much for being here for another Illuvium video. Hopefully this video was helpful, okay? And guys, once again, if this was helpful for you, definitely leave a like, okay, for this video so that other people can also watch it and know what's happening with Illuvium and the other coins we discussed. And also subscribe if you want to see another similar videos, right? So sometimes, like I said, I do in-depth on-chain analysis as well, data analysis as well, and tokenomics analysis, right, when I have time. Again, in my opinion, in bull markets, tokenomics analysis are less relevant. They're more relevant in bear markets, okay? So this is why in the next few videos I'm probably not gonna focus much on tokenomics. But, you know, and we discuss, of course, technical analysis, and just briefly explain why I like certain things fundamentally without going too deeply into the fundamentals. So this is what we do here on the channel. If you like it, you're again welcome to subscribe. So thank you very much for being here once again. Have a fantastic week and a fantastic weekend ahead, and cheers as always.